Heavenly Father, we thank you for gathering all of us today in this historic event. May you bestow your guidance and blessings on everyone present, that each of us may be able to fulfill our respective roles and determine who are worthy to be called outstanding Filipinos. We thank you for the opportunity to exhibit wisdom and understanding. We give thanks and rejoice in the hard work that we have accomplished, that this event may become an extraordinary experience for all. Our prayer today is that your will be done through this event. Take what we have prepared and multiply our efforts as only you can. May all glory go up to you when we reach the end of this search. And may we keep humility and integrity at the forefront of our minds today, and the guiding light for all we set out to accomplish and celebrate. In Jesus' name, Amen.
History offers the best examples of outstanding service. Men and women who remind us of patriotism, courage, integrity, and social responsibility. These are the same qualities that we like to honor among today's teachers, soldiers, and police officers. They are a testament to the culture of excellence that Metrobank Group founder Dr. George S.K.T. has always envisioned for our country. He believes that putting a premium on achievement sets a high standard in service crucial to nation building. The Metrobank Foundation Outstanding Filipinos is an awards program which has recognized hundreds of teachers, soldiers, and police officers for their exceptional work in their chosen field. The award values the abilities and potentials of people to excel and bring about change in the country. The task of nation building has become challenging. Outstanding Filipinos are expected to render service above and beyond the call of duty. To be outstanding means to go beyond excellence, to transform lives, make a difference, inspire others. The Metrobank Foundation Outstanding Filipinos, now the country's most coveted professional service award. A fitting tribute to selflessness, integrity, courage, and social responsibility. Metrobank Foundation Outstanding Filipinos, beyond excellence.
The Metrobank Foundation welcomes you in today's gathering as we introduce the 2022 Metrobank Foundation Outstanding Filipinos. let us meet your host, the Executive Director of Broke Media Foundation, Ms. Yasmin Mapuatang.
Magandang umaga at magandang araw sa inyong lahat. A pleasant day to everyone joining us here via Zoom and those who are tuning in via Facebook live stream. What an exciting day to host this occasion where we officially introduce to the public and to you members of the media the 2022 Metrobank Foundation Outstanding Filipinos. Soon you will meet 4 teachers, 3 soldiers, and 3 police officers who have been selected for their exemplary contributions that are worth emulating and celebrating. This is the second time the Metrobank Foundation hosts a virtual press conference for the Outstanding Filipinos program. I am extremely honored to be hosting this event also for the second time. It would be so wonderful if we were all face-to-face with everyone today. We know the COVID situation has evolved and there are multiple ways of managing risk. However, safety is still our priority. And it's also very convenient for us to be here today conducting this event online so we can accommodate everyone from all over the country. Okay, this year's Metrobank Foundation Outstanding Filipinos event is possible through the support of our partners, the Philippine National Police, the Armed Forces of the Philippines, Department of Education, Commission on Higher Education, PS Bank, the Rotary Club of New Manila East, and Rotary Club of Makati Metro. All of them rally with us in our shared advocacy. To our friends in the media, we're so delighted that you could join us today. We're excited to hear from you in the open forum later on after all 10 awardees are revealed. We will also have a raffle later, so please stay and watch out for that. To those who would like to post about this event on their social media pages, please kindly use the hashtag MBFI Outstanding Filipinos and hashtag Beyond Excellence. You can also leave your comments as we live stream this event via the Facebook page of the Metrobank Foundation Outstanding Filipinos. Now, let me introduce to you one of the key people behind this annual tradition of celebrating excellence. Here to give his welcome remarks, may we have Metrobank President, Mr. Aniceto, Metrobank Foundation President, Mr. Aniceto Chito Sobrepeña.
Esteemed members of the media, representatives from our institutional partners, colleagues from Metrobank and Metrobank Foundation, everyone joining us on Zoom and Facebook, ladies and gentlemen, good morning. Since 1985, Metrobank Foundation has set out to honor model public servants who represent the best of Filipinos. It is not only meant to hold them in high regard, but also to offer an inspiration to our fellow men that among us are shining examples of undisputable merit and unflinching resolve to serve. Today's special occasion is months in the making. The rigors of the year-long search for the new batch of Metrobank Foundation Outstanding Filipinos brought us all here to meet the 4 teachers, 3 soldiers, and 3 police officers who will join the ranks of 685 alumni awardees. It is with utmost delight and pride that we will present them to you on this virtual stage. This morning kicks off their exciting journey leading to the recognition week to be held on the first week of September. Each awardee will receive a cash prize of 1 million pesos each, a gold medallion, and the iconic The Flame Trophy. The conferment ceremonies will also serve as one of the highlights of Metrobank's 60th anniversary celebration. I believe that the evolving national situation emphasizes the need to celebrate excellence. It is a quality that is difficult to achieve, even more so when the circumstances are less than ideal. Now, at a time of crisis, our 10 awardees prove that this seemingly impossible task is indeed attainable. Excellence can persist and shine through even in dire situations. Outstanding Filipinos are defined by character, competence, and compassion. They embody the meaning of beyond excellence for rendering service above and beyond their call of duty as educators, peacekeepers, and defenders. Their contributions speak of not only caliber, but also of heart and community presence. Their examples, therefore, are a stark contrast to the dark days we have experienced in the past couple of years, because they are bringing the much needed light to their selfless work as purveyors of hope. Colleagues, ladies and gentlemen, the crucial task of selecting this year's batch was taken up by the Board of Assessors as well as the final Board of Judges. First, the Board of Assessors shortlisted the semi-finalists. They are comprised of members from the government, the academe, and non-government sectors. Flashed on your screen is the Board of Assessors. John Arnold Siena, Winona Diola, Reggie Palmos. Undersecretary Diosdado San Antonio, Joseph Dio, Mark Anthony Torres. Esperanza Cabrera, Rodora Asanza, Hilda Montaño. Those are for the teachers. For the soldiers, we have Ador Torneo, Romel Fuerte, Joanna Ongpin Duarte. And for the police officers, Undersecretary Gilberto D.C. Cruz, Reginald Andal, Dr. Maria Fe Villaseñor Mendoza. Assistant Secretary Odilon Pasaraba, Major General Cedric Train, and Romeo S. Magsalos. Thank you so much for all of this hardworking Board of Assessors. These nominees were screened based on the criteria that assess their accomplishments across 3 primary areas. These include values as a responsible citizen, service as an exemplary public servant, and community as an agent of positive change. Afterwards, these 10 awardees were selected by the final Board of Judges. This year, our gratitude goes out to the 6 national leaders who made time out of their busy schedules to uphold the credibility and prestige of the selection process. Serving as chairperson is Senator Mary Grace Poe, representing the Senate. Co-chairing her is Associate Justice Ramon Paul Hernandez, representing the Judiciary. The members of the final board include Robinson's Land Corporation President and CEO, Mr. Frederick Go, representing the business sector, and Nine Media Corporation CNN Philippines President, Mr. Benjamin Ramos, representing the media. And representing civil society organizations, we have Coca-Cola Foundation Philippines President Maria Cecilia Alcantara, and representing the professional organizations, International Association of Business Communicators Philippines Chair, Mr. Agapito Jo Saldarriaga. Prior to being named Metrobank Foundation Outstanding Filipinos, our 10 awardees are already recognized in their own respective fields, but we deem their contributions and influence to be deserving of a wider audience. It is our hope that through this recognition, they can harness the Outstanding Filipinos platform to amplify their reach and sustain their advocacies. With a deep sense of social responsibility, our awardees are steadfast in their civic duties. They press on no matter the difficulty and risk, driven by the mission to empower others and bridge gaps wherever needed. Like them, may we all strive to be change makers and agents of progress. Mabuhay and have a pleasant day.
Thank you very much, Sir Chito, Mr. Sobrepeña, for sharing with us how this year's awardees were selected to uphold the tradition of recognizing excellence. I was actually a member of the Board of Assessors last year, so I'm quite familiar with the challenges and difficulties of going through voluminous documents of the nominees and evaluating possible finalists from many exceptional individuals. So I acknowledge the presence of the members of the Board of Assessors who are with us today and congratulate them for their successful assessment. We now move on to the most awaited part of today's gathering, the introduction of this year's Metrobank Foundation Outstanding Filipino. We shall be introducing them one by one, starting with the award for teachers. Our first awardee is a primary driver of the establishment of the Kopianan Tobalugo, a public school of the Matigsalug community. It is a last-mile school with multi-grade classes. This awardee traverses long roads and braves trails to provide education to indigenous learners, as well as spearhead community programs to combat hunger and illiteracy. A teacher one and officer in charge of Kopianan Tobalugo in San Fernando, Bukidnon, Teacher Junmerth C. Jorta, Bukidnon's indigenous educator for the indigenous peoples. Congratulations, Sir Junmerth. Please say hello to our audience and briefly tell us about being an IP educator.
Good morning, Ms. Yas, and all the attendees here in our press conference. My lifelong journey with indigenous peoples in the last mile school is characterized by robust and meaningful experiences. In the past 7 years, I have learned the importance of education, which is culturally appropriate and responsive to the strength and needs of the IP learners. Amid hovering security, logistical, and socioeconomic challenges, I continue to relentlessly support the aspiration of the IP learners and their communities through accessible, culturally safe, and empowering education. As a Mindanaoan raised in a poverty-stricken household, I resonate with the struggles of our IP learners, and I'm deeply humbled to serve as an advocate and educator in their journey towards empowerment.
Thank you very much, Teacher Junmerth. I can really see that the IP learners are very close to your heart. So, years from now, what development can you see in other last mile schools and in Kopianan, Tobalugo as well? What kind of development do you see in the future?
It is my vision that in 5 to 10 years, the IP learners can access culturally appropriate and child-friendly facilities such as library with books and audiovisual materials, playground, and clinic. This can be achieved through multi-sectoral engagement and tangible support from IP education champions. There will be increased enthusiasm and commitment from IP leaders who will co-lead in resource mobilization. Teachers will have upgraded and updated knowledge and skills in conceptualizing, implementing, monitoring, and assessing IP education. They will become more inclusive to teach, care, and provide meaningful learning experiences to the IP learners who are empowered to conserve and preserve their cultural heritage and identity with guidance from government and private sector leaders in indigeneity-centered education. In the long term, the school and the community will advocate for government funding to enable the construction of infrastructure such as roads and dormitories. This will contribute to accessibility, safety, and holistic development of our IP learners.
Yeah, and that's a very wonderful vision, and we do hope this vision sees its path sa Kopianan, Tobalugo. Thank you so much and congratulations, Teacher Junmerth.
Thank you very much, ma'am.
Thank you. Our second awardee is Teacher Advocate of the Filipino language, with numerous contributions to the academe in areas of assessment and teaching excellence. She has been a recipient of several recognitions for her consistent stellar performance since she became an educator. A Special Science Teacher 5 from the Philippine Science High School main campus in Quezon City, Dr. Christine Joy D.R. Aguila, Quezon City's champion educator of Filipino language instructions. Pagbati at congrats po, Dr. Aguila.
Maraming salamat po. Yeah, maraming salamat po, Miss Yas. Magandang umaga po sa lahat.
Bakit po kayo ay isang champion educator of Filipino language instructor sa Quezon City?
Ang lahat po ng papuri ay sa ating Panginoon sa paghubog at paggamit niya sa akin bilang isang guro sa Filipino. Isang Filipino, isang guro sa larang ng wika, kultura at panitikan. Para po sa akin, isang napakalaking karangalan na mapabilang po sa tagapagsulong ng maalab at mahusay na pagtuturo gamit po ang ating sariling wika. Gayun din po patuloy kong adhikain ang pagsasagawa ng iba't ibang inobasyong pagtuturo, mga pagtataya at marami pang pananaliksik sa akademya. At higit po yung aking kagustuhan na makapaglingkod pa sa ating bansa sa pamamagitan po ng pagbabahagi ng hindi lamang po hanggang sa silid kundi maging sa ating komunidad. Dalangin ko po na sa aking patuloy na serbisyo bilang guro ng bayan ay magsilbi pa po akong inspirasyon sa mga kapwa kong guro, sa akin pong mga mag-aaral na makita po ang patuloy na pagsulong ng Pilipino bilang fundamental na larang, mahalagang pundasyon na nakaugat sa ating mayamang kultura at kasayan, sa ating pagkamamamayan at higit sa lahat po bilang identidad ng ating bayan.
Okay po, sobrang inspirational talaga and I fulfill this mission. Alam ko namin na nakakaranas kayo ng maraming hamon at sakripisyo sa inyong profesyon. Pero ano po yung umuudyok sa iyo para mabahagi ang inyong oras para mag-train ng mga mentors na tulad niyo?
Una po sa lahat, naniniwala po talaga ako na ang lahat po ng guro, yung mga kapwa ko guro na patuloy na naglilingkod at buong pusong nagtuturo ay karapat-dapat sa isang pagkilala at parangal. Sabi po ng isang paborito kong tagapagsalita sa Ateneo, si Dr. Pagsi, natatandaan ko palagi niya sinasabi, teachers will never be obsolete. Hindi po mapapalitan ang papel ng ating mga guro sa buhay ng ating mga mag-aaral. Kung kaya naman po, hindi po ako magsasawang magpatuloy sa aking misyon, yung pong mentoring, mentors, outreach program para sa aking mga kapwa guro bilang bahagi po ng aking advokasya sa buhay. Sabi ko nga po, hindi mapapalitan pagod ang aking puso, no, at ang aking adhikain na makatulong sa aking mga kapwa guro, lalo na po sa Filipino, sa pamamagitan po ng pagsasagawa pa ng maraming pagsasanay, pagpapayaman pa po ng kanilang mga kasanayan at mga kahusayan sa aming larang. Naniniwala po ako na kapag tayo po ay nagpundar at nagtanim sa ating mga guro, totoo pong ang mga mahuhusay na guro ay magbubunga ng mahuhusay na mga mag-aaral. Yung naniniwala po ako sa domino effect. Ang tagumpay po ng edukasyon ay tagumpay po ng ating bansa.
Yan. Congratulations po and a virtual round of applause for Dr. Aguila. Thank you very much.
Salamat po.
Okay, our third awardee initiated the establishment of the soft matter and biological physics laboratory, the first of its kind in our country. In 2016, he was elected as the youngest in the history of his college, where he mentors the next generation of Filipino physicists. A Professor 6 from the Mindanao State University Iligan Institute of Technology in Iligan City, Dr. Nolan P. Confesor, Mindanao's physicist educator extraordinaire. Congratulations po, Dr. Confesor. Please
Thank you. Thank you, Ma'am. Yes. Good morning, everyone. Glad to be here. Very excited, at the same time thankful to everyone who helped.
Dr. Confesor, tell us why you're physicist educator extraordinaire of Mindanao.
Probably has something to do with our project that has been ongoing for a very long time. Since coming back in 2013 after my PhD, we realized two big problems that were facing the science community at the time in Philippines. One is the lack of research centers where you can do research outside Metro Manila, and also the lack of enthusiasm probably or skill set of some of our professors and researchers in the different universities. So we did something about that. For one, as you mentioned, we established the soft math and biological physics laboratory here in IIT. It's very difficult. And we are very happy that because of the help of all the students and our colleagues, this has become a world-class facility doing cutting-edge research and even developing new technology. Apart from that, we were also helping develop new graduate programs, and we're very happy about that, to the point that we have mentored now the next set of Filipino physicists. And we did go beyond the halls of the university, and through the help of many people, our colleagues and students, we were able to organize trainings, workshops, conferences, international and national, from all throughout the country, from Tugigaraw down to Zamboanga, to train and help our professors and teachers how to conduct research and also how to communicate science properly. Yeah.
Okay, your students and everyone you work with are so lucky to have you there as a mentor and teacher. But how do you think you can encourage other Filipino youth to be inspired to continue to pursue research and development and other hard sciences?
Yes, we have some study in our department, and we found out that those who go to science degree programs or engineering matter are actually those that are quite inclined to these fields when they were in high school. So it's very critical about the secondary school. And so my experience, for instance, is when I was still a young instructor back then, 3 of my students actually enrolled to DS Physics program after 1 year class. And I think it's really about that, inspiring young people in the secondary. One thing you can do is to train the teachers, secondary teachers, to have science in a more fun way. And also, which is very important, for the students to realize that a scientific career is something that is very fulfilling and also can be a source of improvement in their lives later on. So these things can be done by showcasing heroes of science.
Heroes of science like you, sir. Precious, and thank you so much, Dr. Confesor.
Thank you.
Our last teacher awardee is the first pediatric rheumatologist and one of the first clinical epidemiologists in the Philippines. She led the implementation of Southeast Asia's first Master of Science program in clinical epidemiology. To this day, she extends her expertise to strengthen primary care in the rural areas. A Professor 12 from the University of the Philippines, Manila, Dr. Leonila F. Gans, Manila's pioneering educator on pediatric rheumatology.
Hello. Thank you.
Congratulations, Dr.
Good morning
Dan,
to everyone.
also known as Dr. Inday. Please greet everyone briefly about being a pioneer educator of pediatric rheumatology.
Good morning, everyone.
Oh,
Yeah.
yes, could you tell us more about being a pediatric rheumatologist? A pioneering one of that.
As I was completing my specialty training in pediatrics, two things actually struck me, First, no one was really taking care of children with arthritis and other rheumatic conditions. So young kids who can be, completely bedridden, disabled, and even deformed without proper care. So some doctors think that arthritis is only for adults. But kids actually get arthritis too. Tapos yung second thing that I noticed is that there were very few dedicated clinical researchers at that time. And most of them were just busy doing clinical practice and doing research on the side. So I chose my subspecialty training in pediatric rheumatology, initiated, developed, and offered the first training program in 2004. As of now, we have graduated 18 pediatric rheumatologists in the country practicing from north to south, from La Union to Davao. So I also got a Master's of Science degree in clinical epidemiology. Medyo tongue twister, but clinical epidemiology is about doing and using research. As a clinical researcher, doing research and producing scientific data. And the other side is as an evidence-based practitioner, using that data as evidence in clinical decisions. I became the first program manager or program director of the master's degree in clinical epidemiology. We now have accepted around 300 healthcare professionals and not only doctors in this course. In the UP College of Medicine alone, scientific research productivity has increased from less than 10 papers being published in a year to now to about 300 scientific publications in a year. And I would like to think that our students had a lot to do with this output and increase in scientific research productivity. Yan.
Congratulations for being a trailblazer in your field. When you look back at your journey in epidemiology and rheumatology and pediatric rheumatology, what can you advise those aspiring to join the medical field, especially in these parang extraordinary times?
So this pandemic spotlighted the importance of healthcare in our lives, especially in the fields of evidence-based medicine, scientific research, and public health. This might be the best time to join the healthcare field. Interestingly, a comedian once said, "Opportunities don't happen, you create them." So based on my career path, let me modify that a little. Identify the needs, then create the opportunities. I would advise that they should think outside the box. The field of medicine is not just about being a clinician or seeing patients. We need more public health practitioners, epidemiologists, health policy experts. More than ever, we need more guardians who can combat the infodemic. The infodemic is the epidemic of misinformation and fake news that has plagued our response to the ongoing crisis. So for those who are interested, please go for it and be pioneers in paths unexplored and less trodden.
Thank you very much for that reminder, and congrats again to you, Dr. Dan.
Thank you.
Ladies and gentlemen, those were our 4 outstanding teachers. Let us now meet our 3 outstanding soldiers. We have our first soldier awardee. His accomplishments speak volumes about his expertise in combat operations as a defender of sovereignty and community welfare in Maguindanao. Apart from being in the front lines, his triumphs include nurturing resilient communities despite the dangers in the battlefield. a first sergeant of the Delta Company, 33rd Infantry Battalion, 6th Infantry Division in Raja Buayan, Maguindanao, Technical Sergeant Joel L. Tuganan, Philippine Army, Central Mindanao's Combat Ace and Marksman. Hello po and congratulations Technical Sergeant Tuganan.
Thank you po and good morning po sa lahat.
Good day to you all and briefly share about being a combat ace and marksman of Mindanao, of Central Mindanao.
Bilang isang Scout Ranger po, ginagampanan ko ang aking tungkulin na pangangalagaan at depensa ng ating inang bayan. Isa po akong lead scout sa panahon ng destino po ako sa probinsya ng Sulu, Lanao del Sur, Sultan Kudarat at Maguindanao. Marami na pong misyon, operasyon ang aking naranasan. Sa kabilang banda, paras lang walang nananalo sa gera sapagkat pares lang tayo Pilipino na naglaban-laban. Sa pagiging magaling na marksman, kung noon pinapuntirya ko ang mga kaaway ng lipunan sa paggamit ng armas. Pero sa kasalukuyan, tinatarget ko ang kanilang puso at isipan sa pamaraang sinusuyo ko at hinihikayat ang mga kapatid nating naturuan ng maling doktrina. Sa tulong ng aking mga kapgo na silang tulay para sa kanilang mga kamag-anak, kakilala at kaibigan, nasuyuin namin ang mga manginginlan pang mga kababayan nating lumalabag sa batas. Sa batas na ipagtulungan, pangangalagaan ang mga magagandang programa ng ating gobyerno. Sa pamumuno ng aming batalyong commander na si Lieutenant Colonel Benjamin M. Cagente Jr. na patuloy pa rin ang community support program, pagkikipagkapwa tao at ipadama na pagmamahal sa kapwa nating Pilipino sa probinsya ng Maguindanao. Kasama ang buong tropa ng 33rd Infantry Makabayan Battalion, 6th Infantry Campilan Division, Philippine Army, at sa suporta ng ating butihing gobernadora na si Governor Bay Miriam Sangki Mangudadato kasama ang kanyang mga LGUs, elders at mga religious leader. At sa pagkakataong ito, lubos ko pong pinapasalamatan ang ating dakilang Panginoon na siyang gumagabay at nagbigay sa lahat ng ating nakamtan ngayon. Ang aking very supportive na asawa kasama ng aking pamilya sa buong tropang makabayan na talagang walang iwanan, lalong-lalo na sa aming mabait at masigasig na batalyong commander at ang aking former batalyong commander na nagpuli recommend sa akin dito na walang iba kundi si Colonel Harold M. Kabunok at ang suporta at nag-guide sa akin simula nung hanggang ngayon sa finalist na walang iba si Captain Christopher A. Agustin, Captain Austin A. Hamora, Captain Austin Jan A. Hamora, at masigasig kong CO ng Delta Company, Captain Guillermo M. Pablo Jr., Captain John Mark Arunday, at First Lieutenant Jojimar Sidirael. Yung mga Board of Assessor na pinamumunuan at ng judges na kay Senador Mary Grace po sa aming butihing gobernador ng Zamboanga del Norte, Nanay Nene Alapsos, Mayor ng aming lungsod, Bobby Jam Hamora, at ang ama ng aking kinagistang siyudad, Brother Mayor John Dalipe, kasama ng GPO, at sa alma mater kong Zamboanga National High School West at ang mga kaibigan. Higit sa lahat sa bubuo ng 2022 Metrobank Foundation Outstanding Filipino na pinumunuan ng ating butihing President Ansieto M. Sobrepeña, kasama ng mga mabait na officers and staff. Maraming salamat at God bless sa ating lahat.
Thank you very much, Technical Sergeant Tuganan. Totoo, madaming tao have been instrumental sa inyong pagiging ito ngayon. Just a question po. Alam namin, eksperto kayo sa maraming combat missions. Ano po yung pinaka-fulfilling part ng iyong servisyo?
Yung
Pinaka-fulfilling po.
Yung tayo ng kapwa natin Pilipino at yun ang mahirap talaga sa akin. Sa ngayon po, ma'am, ang ginagawa na lang namin sa komunidad is pinapasok namin yung mga liblib na mga lugar para aming suyuin sila at makipagtulungan lang sa gobyerno lahat po.
Okay. Congratulations po, Technical Sergeant Tuganan. Marami pong salamat.
Salamat.
Our second soldier awardee is a nurse and military officer who serves as the driving force of the Philippine Army's Health Service. Her innovative streak led to the start of the Army aeromedical evacuation capability and enhancement of casual care management system. Army Chief Nurse from the Office of the Army Chief Nurse Headquarters Philippine Army in Taguig City, Colonel Maria Victoria P. Juan, Nurse Corps, Philippine Army's Health Service Innovator. Congratulations, Colonel Juan. Please greet
Thank you,
everyone
Miss.
and
you.
share with us the backstory of being a health service innovator of the Philippine Army.
Okay. Una sa lahat, magandang araw po sa ating lahat. Okay. Bakit po ako tinaguri ang Philippine Army's Health Service Innovator? Alam niyo po ba kung bakit nakakatulog tayong lahat ng mahimbing? Tayong mga mamamayan dito sa Pilipinas, pagkat po yung mga sundalo natin nandun po sa area na kadalasan ay komportable, hostile na environment, nandun sila. Pero may tatlong mahalagang estado na dapat nilang palaging nasa kanila. At yun po ay yung kanilang kalusugan, kaligtasan at kapakanan. Kaya yun po ang trabaho namin bilang military health services na ma-ensure na kahit nasa field sila, hindi lang sa hospital ay na-achieve pa po nila itong mga ito. Pero napaka-challenging po kasi pag sa field, di po ba? Kaya nga po, lagi kami nag-iisip ng mga bagong idea, ng mga bagong paraan, para ma-push namin itong health services kahit dun sa mga austere o mahirap na area. Kung kaya nga man nakapag-isip kami ng mga bagong mga life-saving measures, life-saving medical supplies, at nakapag-isip din kami ng paano mapabilis ang response kung sakaling nga masugatan sila o magkasakit habang nasa area sila. At yun po ang aming adhikain, mag-innovate para lang mailigtas po ang ating mga sundalo.
Nice, thank you po. Can you tell us, ano po yung what is unique about being a nurse in the AFP?
Napakalaking bagay actually. Alam niyo po ba na kami ay hindi lang practicing nurse, kami rin ay isang military officer. Mahusay at ginawa kaming military officer. Bakit? Kasi nga napakahalaga ng sinabi ko tato kanina, di ba? Kalusugan, kapakanan, at kaligtasan. Hindi namin isasapat ko pa dyan kung wala kaming authority. Kung hindi kami bigyan ng authority, napaka-akibat ng aming ranggo. Kaya para kami talaga ay mapaniwala o madali naming maiganyo ang ating mga sundalo. At yan ang isa sa mga uniqueness namin, being a military officer and being a nurse. And one other thing, hindi kami nag-stay sa isang area, hindi lang kami nasa hospital, umiikot kami. Minsan nasa clinic, infirmary, medical team, evacuation nurse, vaccinator, lahat na. Iniikot talaga kami at napaka-rewarding at napakasarap po maging military nurse. Iba po sa lahat. Kaya join na kayo, everyone.
Oo nga, nakaka-inspire at nakaka-encourage. A round of applause for Colonel Juan. Our final soldier awardee is a seasoned warrior of the sea. His out-of-the-box tactics have led to successful operations, inspiring his troops to adopt unconventional approaches to achieve peace and development, and winning the trust of communities in Sulu. Assistant Chief of Unified Command for Operations, U3 Western Command from Camp General Artemio Ricarte in Puerto Princesa, Palawan, Colonel Stephen L. Cabanlet, Philippine Navy, Philippine Marine Corps Visionary Warrior for Peace. Congratulations,
Hello.
Colonel Cabanlet. Say hello to our audience.
Thank you, Miss Yas, and hello po sa lahat na naririto at kasama natin sa Zoom webinar na to.
Yes. Bakit po kayo ay isang visionary warrior for peace?
Unang-una, bago ko sagutin yan, Miss Yas, nais ko munang ibigay ang papuri sa ating Diyos sa biyaya na ipinagkaloob niya sa aming lahat, sa mga nagtagumpay na bilang outstanding Filipinos, yung teachers, yung soldier at saka yung police. Sabi nga nila, ang kapayapaan ay mahirap abutin. So peace is really elusive and we cannot achieve that in our lifetime. But we are working hard to make it possible for the next generation. And finding peace is everyone's mission. Hindi lang mission ng military, but mission nating lahat. And it so happened before na nung bata pa ako ay ang aking pamamaraan para hanapin ang kapayapaan ay giyera. At ito yung pumapatay ako ng aking kapwa Pilipino. So my mission to promote peace is my primary goal now. That being said, the focus of finding other means to peace should be explored to achieve it. And other means found not aligned with the usual is, sabi nga nila, is innovation, a work out of vision. Kung sa ano pa, dapat 2020 vision para makita natin kung ano yung future. So I am working towards my mission of bringing peace, lalong-lalo sa ating mahal na bayan, in an innovative way. Kaya ang tawag sa akin ay, I am a visionary warrior of peace.
Okay po. Alam namin po, meron kayong battle cry to achieve peace. Ang sinasabi nyo daw ay goals over guns, balls over bullets. Pakikwento naman kung anong ibig sabihin nito.
Yeah, minsan mahirap intindihin, di ba? Kasi bakit ito, isang marino, ang gamit niya, ang armaments niya ay bola at goals. Bigyan ko lang ng background. Nabigyan ako ng pagkakataon upang mag-aral ng masters at ang masters ko na to ay physical education. So, malimit sa isang sundalo na kumuha nito. Pero sabi ko, hindi, Marines naman ako. Sabi nga nila, ika nga nila, Marines, muscles are required, intelligence not essential. Kaya ganun. Kailangan ng physical education. But anyway, the motto is very simple and can be taken literally. So, I have trained to think the way to peace is through wars, which uses bullets and guns. However, sa aking 30 years sa service, nakita ko na ito ay hindi siya epektibo para makamit natin yung tunay na kapayapaan. At baka, di ba, lalo pang mag-worsen ang ating security situation. Kaya sabi ko, bakit hindi ko pwedeng gamitin ang aking masters ng physical education? Dahil ang mga marino, kahit saan kami, ay naglalaro kami sa community, nagbabasketball at nagpo-football. At noon pa man ay ginagamit na ng aking mga seniors ang larong football para i-engage yung community. But ito, sinimulan ko na gamitin ang bola at ang goal dahil para makita natin na ang ating mitiin ay kapayapaan at kaunlaran. At ang gamit po natin ay bola, which is simbolo ng pagsama-sama dahil ito ay universal, ito ay neutral, at ito ay kabuuan ng ating mundo na kapit-bisig tayong makamit ang ating kapayapaan. Kaya sa ngayon, ang aking pong goal is peace at ang aking pong pamamaraan ay football.
Nice. So we wish you all the best on your journey to peace. Thank you very much, Colonel Cabanlet, and congratulations. And now, we move on to the award for the police officers. Let's start with our first police officer awardee. His contributions to the police forces campaign against criminality underscore his expertise as an intelligence operative. In several missions, his unit apprehended high-profile outlaws. He was also instrumental to the arrest of an international terrorist and prevention of a lethal attack. An investigator from the Anti-Fraud and Commercial Crimes Unit, Criminal Investigation and Detection Group in Quezon City, Police Executive Master Sergeant Rogelio A. Rodriguez Jr., Criminal Investigation and Detection Group's Crime Busting Intelligence Operation. Congratulations po, Police Executive Master Sergeant Rodriguez.
Magandang araw po, Ma'am Yas. Magandang araw po sa lahat ng attendees.
Hey, congratulations! And tell us briefly, ano po ba ang Crime Busting Intelligence Operative?
Tinawag po akong ganyan kasi po in my career, I busted nga po international terrorists, notorious criminals, drug lords, and murderers. Nagagawa ko po yun dahil sa perseverance ko sa intelligence gathering na itinuro sa akin ng Philippine National Police. So in true perseverance, you will get correct intelligence information that will lead you to the right pieces of evidence. And eventually, it will result to the rightful conviction of criminals in court. Kinukonsidera ko pong busted ang mga criminal upon conviction po sa court.
Okay. Yung ano po yung types of cases that you handle? And bakit niyo po ito ginagawa knowing all the risks and the dangers involved?
Dahil po sa inspirasyon. Dahil po marami po akong inspirasyon eh. Actually, nung bago po akong pulis, nakikita ko na po yung Metrobank Award ng 10 Outstanding Policeman of the Philippines. Matagal na po yun dahil medyo may edad na ako. So, yun pong inspirasyon ko na yun. Pinagbuti ko po ang aking serbisyo na madali naman pong gawin dahil yan naman po ang tinuturo ng pamunuan ng Philippine National Police. At along the way, yung inspirasyon ko po na yun ay nagbunga pa o masabi natin nanganak pa ng maraming inspirasyon. Tulad ng yung gratefulness makikita mo sa mukha ng mga taong nabibigyan mo ng hustisya. Napakaganda po niyon. At yun po ang isa sa mga inspirasyon na patuloy kong ginagawa ngayon na nagbibigay sa akin ng lakas para pagpatuloy ang aking pagsisilbi sa bayan.
Tapos ngayon, kayo po ang inspirasyon ng iba pang mga pulis. Maraming salamat po. A round of applause for Police Executive Master Sergeant Rodriguez. For our second Police Officer Award, fulfilling his duty as an agent of law means embracing all aspects and challenges of maintaining peace and order. He is known for building a strong relationship between the police and community. Chief of Police of Halahala Municipal Police Station in Rizal, Police Captain Rosalino E. Panlaqui, Halahala Rizal's Chief Protector and Community Relations Advocate. Congratulations, Police Captain Panlaqui. Please say hello to our audience and give us a preview of why you are a Chief Protector and Community Relations Advocate.
Yes, ma'am. Thank you very much, Ma'am Yasmin, sa lahat po ng ating mga kaibigan sa media, sa lahat po ng nakikinig at nanonood sa ngayon. Magandang araw po sa inyong lahat. Ma'am, the municipality of Halahala is considered as the paradise of Rizal Province due to its natural beauty and peaceful community. And to preserve its current status, I have initiated programs which prevented the entry of criminals and other lawless elements in the municipality. I am also an advocate of community relations because I do believe that it is the best way to win the hearts of the people. We have to perform our mandate with sincerity and wholeheartedly if we want to gain people's trust and confidence.
Nice. Okay, we look forward to seeing that paradise municipality. When you talk about community engagement and crime reduction, can you tell us what is the secret to that achieving both?
Ma'am, all of us wants to have a crime-free environment, but not everyone knows the role that they have to play to make it happen. For me, strong relationship of mutual trust between the PNP and the community is the key for us to have a peaceful and progressive community. We can never achieve our goals without the help, support, and participation of the people. Police officials rely on the cooperation of the people to provide necessary information in order to solve crimes and prevent its occurrence. That is why good community relations plays a very important role in effective policing. And that is what motivates me to introduce programs such as Pandesal at Kape, Handog ni Hepe. Ito po ay nagnanais na maabot yung mga kababayan natin na gumigising ng maaga at nagtatrabaho kahit wala pang laman ng tiyan. Sila po yung ating mga magsasaka, mangingisda, construction workers, tricycle at jeepney drivers, security guards, at iba pa. Yung Foster a Child, Halahala MPS Scholarship Program na sisigurado sa magandang kinabukasan ng mga kapuspalad nating kabataan. Ang Livelihood Program for Prisoners na magbabago at magbibigay ng pag-asa sa mga bilanggo natin sa kabila ng sitwasyon na kinalalagyan nila sa ngayon. At ang patrolya sa eskwela, natatanggal ng takot at maling pagkilala ng mga kabataan sa ating kapulisan. Sa pamamagitan po ng mga programang ito, ako ay naniniwala na unti-unti ay maibabalik natin at mailalapit natin sa puso ng ating mga kababayan ang ating kapulisan. Yun lamang po at magandang araw po sa inyong lahat.
Magandang araw at maraming salamat. Cheers and congratulations to Police Captain Panlaqui. And now, our last awardee. His resolve and expertise as a commander have been tested in several armed encounters with enemy forces. Foremost among these is leading his men to victory and safety during the Marawi City siege in 2017. Throughout his service, his efforts were vital in the liberation of stakeholder groups from security threats. A battalion commander from the Regional Mobile Force Battalion, National Capital Region Police Office in Taguig City, Police Colonel Lambert A. Suerte, PNP Special Action Forces Stalwart of Law and Public Safety. Congratulations po, Police Colonel Suerte. Please greet our audience and share with us why you are a stalwart of law and public safety.
Magandang umaga po sa ating lahat at sa lahat ng ating attendees at sa lahat ng mga nanonood. Ma'am, ako na ata ang panghuli. Pwede bang hingi ng segundo para bumati, ma'am?
Sige, segundo po. Go ahead.
Gusto kong batiin ang aming bagong talagang Chief PNP na si Police General Rodolfo Santos Azorin Jr. at aking Regional Director na si Police Major General Felipe Natividad at sa lahat ng officers and men ng NCRPO to include ang aking unit na silent worker ng NCRPO, ang Regional Mobile Force Battalion, NCRPO, ma'am.
Sure, nanonood silang lahat at very, very proud of you po.
Ma'am, thank you, ma'am. Unang-una po, gusto ko rin ibalik lahat ng papuri at lahat po ng papuri at lahat ng victories sa ating Panginoon for sustaining me for all these years na pagsiservisyo bilang isang alagad ng batas, ma'am. I am humbled by the opportunity to serve our country as a law enforcer and as a former Special Action Force trooper. Exposed in countless high-risk police operations and near-death situations in the name of public service. But through it all, I have been faithfully and dedicatedly performing my duties, even when assigned in unfriendly places. I have consistently delivered milestone accomplishments, both in law enforcement operations, ang tawag ko nga dito ay hard approach, and police community relations operations, ang tawag ko naman dito ay soft approach. Basically, a one-two-punch combination principle, parang suntok ni Pacquiao in law enforcement world. Pag ginamitan mo sila ng left and right, the hard and the soft and hard, I am sure na mananalo tayo rito because it will have a great influence sa ating community. I have come to realize also that in my 27 years of service as a police officer, ang kinakailangan talaga natin dito ay mag-isa, itong ang sinasabing whole of a nation approach. Lahat ng ahensya ng gobyerno ay dapat magtulong-tulong to include itong mga NGOs natin, NGAs natin para sa serbisyong tama, tapat, may tapang at malasakit para sa mamamayan. Thus, I believe that I truly fit my moniker, the Philippine National Police Special Action Force Stalwart of Law and Public Safety, ma'am.
Totoo po. You talked about yung marami kayong risky missions, no? But I know you have to lead a team. So paano nyo minamotivate at ini-inspire yung team nyo? Especially when gearing up for this very difficult mission.
Ma'am, inspiring and motivating my people does not happen overnight, ma'am. Ito po ay isang mahabang proseso, ma'am. It is important that I build relationship with them so that we share common visions and aspirations. For me, healthy and strong relationship is the only way to reach the optimum level of inspiration and motivation for my team and develop strong trust with them. And so there is no other way to inspire and motivate them best but for them to witness and feel their leaders' integrity, principle, and all the shared wisdom and passion put into action.
Nice. Very well said, and thank you very much. Congratulations po, Colonel Suerte.
Maraming salamat po, ma'am. Thank you.
And there you have it. The 10 awardees who personify excellence and genuine service. They may have diverse backgrounds, but we saw how they all share the common mission of being a person for others and the country. Our encounter today with them might be short, but we will share their backgrounds, profiles, and accomplishments with you so you can get to know these exceptional individuals better. Once again, here on our virtual stage, the 2022 Metrobank Foundation Outstanding Filipino. Okay, now we move on to our open forum. We thank the members of the media for taking the time to be here and witness the recognition of the 10 outstanding Filipinos. We know you are very curious about them, so we invite our colleagues here on Zoom from the media to type in their questions in the Q&A box at the bottom of your screen. You can also send us a message if you want your cameras and mics enabled. To make things orderly, let's indicate who you're addressing the question to, if it's a specific person or to the awardees in general. Sige. Let's see if there are any questions so far. Sige. Please think of your questions. Maybe there's something you'd like to ask. For this segment, may I please invite Mr. Sobrepeña, Metrobank Foundation's president, back on the screen to join our awardees. Hi, Sir Chito.
Hi, good morning. Magandang araw.
Magandang araw.
Congratulations sa ating mga nagwagi ngayong taong ito. Proud na proud kami sa inyong lahat.
Ang gagaling nila po, sir. So while the media and the others are still thinking about their questions and what to ask, baka I can start with a first question. And maybe it will go to a teacher, a police, and a soldier awardee. You know, we're continuing to navigate this new way of doing things, a pandemic, but I'd like to know what contributions or accomplishments they had in their professions and communities that helped mitigate the impact of the pandemic. Maybe let's start with Doc Inday for the teachers. Can we hear from you?
Sige. If you remember, di ba, yung at the start of the pandemic, everything was confused. Everybody didn't know what to do. So one of the first things that I did is I called on our students, mga clinical epidemiologists, researchers, and they helped us come up with evidence summaries, and then parang we provided this information to the healthcare workers as well as to the health policy makers. And one thing that we also did is we nag-convene kami ng healthcare professional alliance against COVID. And this is composed of 60 organizations. Ang purpose nito, actually, second year anniversary namin this week, no? Kasi what we did there is we called the time out so that we can actually, parang sabi nila, ang gugulo ng mga doktor, iba-iba sinasabi. So that 60 organizations came up with recommendations, statements. We met with a lot of government agencies. Tapos, we also developed educational materials, no? There are a lot of volunteers from these healthcare organizations who helped come up with this. And lately, meron kaming radio program para, you can ask these healthcare professionals on specific topics related to the pandemic.
Thank you very much, Dr. Dans. I believe that was very, very helpful sa pandemic. Let's move on to the soldiers. Let's ask Colonel Juan. May we ask you, what were your contributions sa pandemya natin?
Ang mga military ay laging handa. Laging prepared kami sa mga ganyan eh. Kaya lang kakaiba tong pandemya na to eh. Kaya bago pa lang mag-umpisa, talagang nag-usap-usap na, naghawak kamay, mga nurses, mga doctors, even mga combatants, naghawak kamay, mag-isip. Kasi dahil nga, this has never been experienced before. At ang una talagang naisip namin ay ang workforce. Dahil alam namin, di ba nung pandemya, wala yung mga tao, nagtago na lahat. Siyempre, kaligtasan mo eh. Alam namin ang mga military ang ilalagay sa harap eh. Hindi naman makarefuse kasi yan naman talaga ang aming sinumpaan. Kaya dahil alam namin na yun ang gagawin sa amin at yan naman talaga ang dapat namin gawin ay naghanap kami ng dagdag workforce. Yan ang pinakamahalagang napag-isipan namin matindi. Kasi kahit anong galing namin, makakasakit din kami. Ano rin kami, tao rin kami. So alam namin, mawawalan ng workforce pag sa harap. So, kailangan dagdagan namin yun. At nakakatuwa naman, nung nag-advertise kami na kailangan namin, nakakatuwa yung ating mga kababayan. Pumasok sila sa militarya, hindi namin alam kung paano sila pumunta rito kasi walang mga transportation. Yung iba sumakay daw ng kalabaw o kung ano man para lang makarating. At takot pa yung iba kasi takot din sila mahawi. Takot din sila pero doon lumabas yung kagitingan nila. Kaya nga, ang napakalaking contribution namin dahil sa maraming workforce na to, ay nadagdagan naman power namin. Kaya 3 malalaking isolation facility ang aming minan. Outside ang aming mga customer, hindi lang mga military, yung ating mga kababayan. At nag-man din kami ng mega swabbing facility. So, yun ang napakalaking contribution namin sa ating bansa.
Totoo, napakalaki nga. Maraming salamat. Let's hear sa police. Can we go to Police Captain Rosalino Panlaqui? Can you tell us more about what you did sa pandemya?
Yes, ma'am. Magandang araw po ulit. Ma'am, kanina nabigyan ng pagkakataon yung aking idol, si Sir Suerte, na bumate. Ma'am, ako segundo rin lang. Sana po mabigyan din ng pagkakataon. Babatiin ko lang po yung ating bagong-bagong talaga na Chief PNP, si Sir Asurin. Congratulations, sir. Siyempre, yung amin pong matikas na Regional Director, si Police Brigadier General Antonio Yara, at ang aming isa pang mabuting Provincial Director na si Police Colonel Dominic Bakay po, ma'am. Magandang araw po. So, sa answer po dun sa inyong question, COVID-19 is a worldwide problem that affects even the most powerful and most influential person in the world. This unseen enemy has taken millions of lives worldwide and has changed the lives of everyone. But as a commander on the ground, I have to face the challenge and think of ways on how I can continue to protect the people and even my personnel against this unseen enemy. And it led to the introduction of COVID Response Patrol. With the team, sa COVID-19 patuloy tayong lalaban. Palagi po ninyong kaagapay ang mga kapulisan. And because of this initiative, the municipality of Halahala recorded the least number of confirmed COVID cases in the entire province of Rizal with only 537. And ma'am, that is more than 100% lower than the second lowest municipality. I also introduced the utilization of portable barriers, which serves as an additional protection of my personnel manning the checkpoint. As a result, none of my personnel who manned the checkpoint got infected with the virus.
Very good.
All the praises and glory belongs to God, ma'am. Thank you very much po.
Congratulations, and we hope tuloy-tuloy pa rin yan. Congratulations. So I know that this question actually is in the minds of everyone. So I'll ask also another set of 3, no? What does this award mean to you? Are you dedicating it to anyone? And how do you intend to use your 1 million peso cash prize? Maybe we can start with Teacher Junmerth.
Being one of the 2022 Metrobank Foundation Outstanding Filipinos is indeed a great honor and a great responsibility. I would dedicate the recognition first to God, who had given me the opportunity to serve in Cabanlet PA. Second, to all my family members and loved ones who had given their valuable time, resources, and support to my advocacy for the indigenous peoples community. Third, to the community members of Sitio Balogo, the parents, the tribal leaders, the community men, the learners, and the alumni for their untiring care since the beginning, which gave me the strength to continue and to remain steadfast. Fourth, to my school administrators who always believe in my capacity to run the newly opened Last Mile School. Fifth, I would dedicate this recognition to all the external and internal stakeholders of Cabanlet PA whose support is immeasurable. And lastly, to my mentors, to my friends, to my churchmates and colleagues, I cannot mention them all kasi ang dami nila, who never fail to encourage me and whose prayers are always with me in this battle. this recognition, this award is for all of you. And how do I intend to invest the prize? Personally, I don't have plan yet, but for sure I will return the 10% of the amount to God as tithes and offering. Says in Malachi 3:10, bring ye all the tithes into the storehouse, that there may be food in mine house, and prove me now, saith the Lord of hosts. And portion of the money will be used for livelihood, school and church project, while the remaining money will be stored to the bank for future use. Yun po, ma'am.
Thank you very much, Teacher Junmerth. We will ask the question to the others as well, pero we have a question from our guests. Mr. Edison Gonzalez from Malaya Business Insight. To everyone, how do you feel that you were able to go the extra mile for our countrymen despite today's uncertainties? Does anybody want to volunteer to answer that? Maybe we can ask those who have not responded yet. Anyone? Professor Mark Nolan, go ahead. Professor.
Okay. Thank you, Sir Ed. I guess this is true for all of us here. When we set out our respective careers and vocations as teachers, soldiers, and policemen, we have something deeper that that motivates us to go beyond the call of duty. And I think this call to go beyond and to do a specific task, a vocation, I would say a vocation, does not really require a perfect scenario. One has to overcome challenges. I'm pretty sure all of us here have those challenges even before the pandemic. And we did overcome, and we did put all our energies in. So for instance, in our case, we are into training teachers and professors on how to do research. So even in the time of pandemic, where we're still doing that, we were doing workshops, although online. And so I guess it's the same thing. Nothing really changed. It's just probably the mode on how to do it. So hearing all my colleagues here in the awardees, I'm very thankful by God's grace that everyone continue the mission they have set apart, even in the time of the pandemic. Very fulfilling, and we thank God for all the blessings for that. Yeah.
Thank you very much, Professor Confesor. Perhaps we can hear from someone. Anyone who wants to answer this question about how do you go the extra mile despite the pandemic? Colonel Cabanlet, let's hear from you.
Yes, actually, nagbibigay ng saya at very fulfilling yung feeling na mapili ka bilang isa sa mga outstanding Filipinos. Alam ko sa ating lahat ay tayo po'y mayroong mga sariling journey at maraming uncertainties. We don't know what's the future, but we know what is in our present. So ano po yung pwedeng gawin nating present ay pwede nating gumawa ng mga kabutihan para sa ating mga kapwa na nangangailangan ng tulong. So kaya nga po, ang una nating gagawin ay nais muna nating tingnan ang ating sarili, ano bang pwede nating gawin? Dahil sa ating pong dinaanan ng mga pagsubok sa ating buhay, yun po ang nagbibigay ng lakas sa atin upang maibahagi natin ang mga tulong at ang ating kapasidad at kapabilidad para sa ibang tao po. So yun po ang akong sagot. Salamat po.
Salamat po, Colonel Cabanlet. Perhaps we can listen to one more response from our police. Any volunteers? Go ahead.
Yes, ma'am. Sa akin po naman, minsan lang tayo dadaan sa mundo, ma'am. Anong kabataan po sa serbisyo, ang palaging nasa isip ko ay magkaroon ng accomplishment para makilala, para malaman na itong si police officer na ganito ay isang matikas. Pero as I grow older, as I mature in the service, na-realize ko na hindi pala yun ang purpose ko bilang isang alagad ng batas. Ang purpose natin ay para ibigay natin ang ating sarili, ibigay natin ang ating puso para makatulong sa ating kababayan, na gamitin ang ating privilege na naging isang alagad ng batas. At ito po ay nabigay sa akin at nung time po ng pandemic, at the height of pandemic, pinus ko po ang sarili ko, pinus ko po ang unit ko, hanggang sa marami naman tayong natulungan, hindi na natin isa-isahin ma'am, and marami rin tayong na-influence, marami rin tayong na-reach out, especially nasa laylayan na hindi nararating ng ating government. And so I represented the government to reach yung nasa malalayong lugar na hindi inaabutan ng mga ayuda. At isa rin dito ay ginamit din natin ang platform na pagiging pulis para makatulong sa pagdidisiplina sa ating mga kababayan during the height of pandemic. At ito po ay isang pribilehiyo na mabigyan ng opportunity na ganito bilang isang alagad ng pulis para magserbisyo ng tama at tunay na walang pag-aalinlangan, ma'am.
Maraming salamat po. Actually po, Police Colonel Suerte, meron kayong additional question dito sa ating chat box from Police Major Anthony Alising, OIC, PIO of NCRPO. Congratulate niya daw lahat ng awardees, especially you, Police Colonel Lambert Alban Suerte. A snappy salute daw to you, sir. And he has a question for you. He wants to be enlightened about the various projects and humanitarian activities to alleviate the sufferings of your countrymen, and that you did as Police Force Commander of the RMFB NCRPO amidst the COVID crisis, especially your Gulong ng Suerte project, which is known to have reached nationwide. I know you've talked about it a bit, but baka pwedeng sandali lang ikwento nyo kung ano po yung Gulong ng Suerte.
Ma'am, ito pong Gulong ng Suerte ay nagsimula po nung ako ay Force Commander ng Regional Mobile Force 4A. Sa Calabarzon po nagsimula yan, ma'am. May natulungan po ako na bata na nabigyan ko ng wheelchair. It was Christmas that time, kaya binigyan ko ng Christmas niya as wheelchair. But ang nakita ko sa kanya, kakaibang saya. So na-touch ako. Pagbalik ko sa batalyon, sinabihan ko yung mga tao ko, we will make this as a commitment. Igagawin natin ito na we will make it regional and we go national. Magbibigay tayo ng wheelchair. And so I have connected, nakipag-tap ako sa mga NGOs natin like the Rotary Clubs, like the Lions Club, GCI, Eagles Club. At naging regular namin na pagbibigayan. Nakaabot kami ng from Luzon, Visayas, and Mindanao. At meron din kaming programa na kung saan ay nagdala kami ng 20 na wheelchair, dinala namin sa Mindanao as part of our Balik Bayani program doon sa Marawi. At nakapagbigay kami ng maraming ayuda at wheelchairs. Partner po namin dyan ang MCGI, ma'am, yung MCGI. Thank you very much, ma'am.
Thank you very much and congratulations for that project. Maraming salamat din kay Sir Edison and Police Major Alising for their questions. I was wondering, do we still have time for more questions? We have one from Josephine Codilla, Remate columnist, and she would like to know that Colonel Stephen Cabanlet founded the Mindanao Humanitarian Volunteers for Peace, which has conducted 20 all-in-one humanitarian missions in geographically isolated and disadvantaged areas in the Philippines. How will you help sustain the missions of the MHVP? That's from Miss Josephine Codilla. Colonel Cabanlet?
Ma'am Josephine, magandang araw sa iyo at napakaganda ng question mo. Actually, ang Mindanao Humanitarian Volunteers for Peace ay naibuo ng dahil sa Football for Peace program ng Philippine Marine Corps. Dahil ito ay ang aking paniniwala na it takes a village to train a child. At kailangan ng suporta ng mga bata. Kaya ako po ay nag-invite ng aking mga kasamahan, mga kaibigan within my influence. At ito ay voluntaryo at nag-commit sa akin na, sige, sasamahan ko kayo, sasamahan kita at pupunta kami ng Sulu upang isagawa natin ang all-in-one mission. Dahil nung una, Football for Peace, mga sundalo lang. At makikita mo na ang sundalo nagtuturo sa mga bata, nagpapakain ng mga bata, pero ang kanilang pamilya ay maraming mga pangangailangan. So dito, naghikayat ako ng mga volunteers at ito yung tinatawag na Mindanao Humanitarian Volunteers for Peace. So ang all-in-one mission ay series of activities na ginagawa sa isang community, pero ang sentro nito ay isang festival ng football. Ang mga kabataan mula sa ibang-ibang barangay, sitio ng Sulu ay amin pong iniipon kasama po ang kanilang pamilya upang ma-avail po nila ang mga serbisyo, mga basic services at maturuan din po namin ang komunidad upang maging resilient din po. Dahil ika nga ang buong sabi ko nga kanina na ang bola ay neutral, ang bola ay bilog at kailangan magkapit-kapit para maibuo at makamit ang kapayapaan at kaunlaran. So ito po yun ang Mindanao Humanitarian Volunteers for Peace. Ang mga membro po dito ay nagmula Luzon, Visayas at Mindanao at mayroon din po kaming kasamahan na nasa ibang bansa. Salamat po.
Maraming salamat po. Naku, we want to hear from all of you, and there's so many other questions that we'd like you to answer, but we're so pressed for time. Kaya marami pa tayong okasyon at alam namin marami pang gustong mag-interview sa inyo. So unfortunately, we need to wrap up our open forum for now. So we thank you everyone who have sent their questions. And before we conclude today's activities, we still have a raffle in store for you. For everyone who has registered, we've included your names in the list, and the Metrobank Foundation Secretariat is a randomizer to identify 3 lucky winners. And this is what's in store for our 3 winners. Kita natin kung anong makukuha nila. And these are our 3 winners: Mr. Franz Lewin Ebuto, Maria Victoria Bautista, and Jenny Cheng. Congratulations! Thank you for coming, and congratulations for winning. You will get the 10 Outstanding Filipino Teachers Coffee Table Book, features that features the stories of 10 Metrobank Foundation Outstanding Teachers, the Exemplars Coffee Table Book, featuring 15 uplifting stories of outstanding teachers, soldiers, police officers, and journalists awarded by the Metrobank Foundation, and the In Good Hands, the Metrobank Story Coffee Table Book that tells the tale of how a premier bank began as a young man's dream. Congratulations to the 3 of you again, and thank you for coming. The Secretariat will get in touch with you for your prizes. So we still have exciting news to share. Roughly a month from now, the 10 exemplary servants These 10 exemplary servants will be awarded officially during the formal conferment in September 2022. We will publish the event details in our official channels soon, so please watch out for those spaces. If you're interested to interview the awardees individually or as a group, please send your request to the Secretariat. It's posted here in the screen who will coordinate with you. All of the details are here, and they'll be happy to receive your messages. We hope you can follow us on Facebook at the Metrobank Foundation Outstanding Filipinos for the latest news about the program. And if you're going to post about this event, don't forget to use the hashtags MBFI Outstanding Filipinos and MBFI Beyond Excellence. And so that ends today's event. It's been an honor to host this special occasion to recognize these 10 amazing individuals and amazing Filipinos. I hope you too were inspired to strive for excellence in everything that we do. Once again, thank you very much for joining us for the 2022 Metrobank Foundation Outstanding Filipinos Press Conference. We hope to see you in the conferment ceremonies in September. Magandang araw po at maraming salamat.